How's it going, everyone? If you don't know me, my name is Sam Lee, and I am a photographer and videographer based in the beautiful city of Madison, Wisconsin. This is a video that I put off making for quite a while because I didn't want to talk about myself for like 10 minutes on camera, but enough of you asked questions, so I'm making this and we're gonna see how it goes. The most common question that I got, first of all, was what gear do I use? I use the Sony a7 III. It's a great mirrorless full frame camera. As for a drone, I use a DJI Mavic Pro 2, and for a gimbal, I use a Ronin S. What made you want to get into photo and video? Really, it was YouTube. I grew up watching YouTube a lot when I was in middle school, and it kind of just grew on me. Watching all these people vlogging, watching these people make comedy sketches, it really inspired me to want to make those type of videos. So when I was in middle school and high school, I started making these like little comedy sketch videos on my mom's point and shoot, but it wasn't until college that I actually bought my first DSLR. What did you study at school, and did you want to pursue photography as a job early on? I went to school at University of Wisconsin-Madison, and while I was there, I majored in strategic communications, which is kind of like creative advertising, and communication arts, which is radio, TV, and film. There were some film classes within that major, but it wasn't a film school. You had the option to take some classes that you learned about, you know, what it'd be like to be like a DP or an editor, but nothing too in-depth. I actually picked up my first professional camera there. So after I took that class, I actually went and bought my own camera as a sophomore in college. And I really didn't see it as a career when I first picked it up. I saw it as a fun hobby. I bought a GoPro and like a GoPro gimbal. I think camera, GoPro, and GoPro gimbal all together, it was maybe like 800 bucks. And I went and just made fun videos with my friends that summer. I didn't really have a purpose. I wasn't really trying to make money off of it. I was just doing what I thought was cool, what was fun. And yeah, they were really just kind of whimsical videos around Madison. How did you land your first photo/video job? So my first photo gig was for a local Madison music artist, and they're okay. I mean, they were my first paid shoot, but we went around a couple campus buildings. I took some portraits from him, and I think he paid me like $100. My first video gig was my brother-in-law's father's wedding. I don't know, is there an easy way to say that? But it was my brother-in-law's father. He hired me to shoot his wedding for $300. So the next questions are about, you know, what made me want to do the jump to full-time? How long did I know beforehand? And what was the most important reason that I quit my full-time job to become a freelancer? So I shot videos all throughout my junior and senior year. I started to get more and more clients. But when I graduated college, I kind of had the feeling that I couldn't make a full-time job out of it. So it really wasn't something that I could see myself living off of. So I started at Epic, which is a hospital software company based in Verona, Wisconsin. And I worked there for just under a year and a half. While I was working at Epic, I was also running my own production company. So during the day, I would work like 8 to 5, and then I would come home and work some nights like 6 to 10 editing videos. And then on weekends, I would spend most of the weekend shooting videos. So it's pretty hard to juggle both, and that's what eventually led me to want to quit my job. I quit my job at Epic in October 2019, but it wasn't until about May or June 2019 where I saw the revenue coming into the production company and thought to myself, wow, I could really make a living doing just this. As someone starting freelance full-time, what are your main focuses to make this sustainable? So I've been doing freelance for about 5 months now, and I would say that my two goals really are, one, to make money. I mean, duh. But the caveat is by not just doing the same thing. So I don't want to just make videos every week. I wanted to find different streams of revenue. So right now I'm really trying to develop my skills as a DP to become a better filmmaker, but I'm also trying to explore other streams of revenue, such as selling my photo prints, which I've been doing really successful in the Madison area, and trying to get my prints in places like the farmer's market or in stores in downtown Madison. I would say my other focus is to maintain happiness. You know, if I'm not happy doing what I'm doing, then, you know, what's the whole point? How do you network in a place like Madison? So to people who don't know Madison, it's a relatively medium-sized city of about 250,000. Although that may not seem like a lot, the people of Madison are really loyal to their city. By posting a ton of Madison content, by posting a ton of photos and videos of the city that I love, I'm already able to network with 250,000 people. Also, when I started out, I took almost every job that was offered to me. So whether it be, you know, a couple looking for photos or a business, everybody has the opportunity to refer you to someone else. So the business owner might know other business owners. That couple you took pictures of might know a ton of other people looking to have pictures taken. So whatever you might be interested in doing, I would suggest just taking as many jobs as possible related to that. Try to grow your network. Do I ever have a plan to leave Madison? Well, yes, I have a plan, but I really don't know when I'm gonna move out of Madison. Right now, my business is doing really well, so I really don't see a point of moving to somewhere bigger like New York or LA because right now I don't think it fits with my career, but I do one day want to move somewhere where I might have more access to the outdoors. And so that's really what's on the top of my mind when I move in the future, not necessarily my photo and video work. What's your advice for young photographers looking to grow their brand and page? Well, the number one thing is make a social media page. If you don't have an Instagram or a Facebook or a Twitter showcasing your work in some capacity, nobody is gonna know that you're doing it. Number two, hashtags. As silly as it seems, when I look at some of the posts that I do hashtag versus don't hashtag, I can see that my hashtag post gets almost double the reach of whatever my non-hashtag post was. And if you have a business Instagram, you can easily see, what percentage of people are coming from hashtags, from the Explore feed, and organically. What's the number one mistake you see beginner photographers make? I would say the first thing that I usually see is that the focus is off. For example, if we're talking about portraits, I often see a lot of portrait photographers that are new misfocus on the person's eye. So when people are taking something like a 3/4 view like this, I'll see a lot of times that they'll get the shoulder instead of the eye, or if they're using like a really shallow depth of field, a lot of people will get the nose instead of the eyes, etc. So I really suggest using something like manual focus to help really nail that focus every time, making sure that you have those crisp images. Number two is crooked horizon lines. Crooked horizon lines can make or break a photo. When I'm looking at someone's feed and I see that they have a ton of crooked photos, I'm gonna think that they don't pay attention to the detail in a lot of their photos. So paying attention to the detail, fixing those small things like crooked horizon lines goes a long way. And number three is over editing, definitely. So when I first started out, I over edited so much. So I would suggest the new photographers to really pay attention to what you're doing when you open up Lightroom or whatever editing software you're using. Avoid pushing that clarity slider too far, avoid bringing the saturation up too much. All those small things will help keep your photo from looking over edited. Would you give group lessons for filming and photography? Absolutely. I'm trying to find a way to do that now, but I'm still trying to develop a way that I think would make sense, because I think I would have to develop a lesson plan. And within this class, I'd really like to go out and ideally shoot with the people that want to take this class, go back and edit and then critique some of them to try to develop everyone's skills. Another thing I had to think about is what's an appropriate amount to charge. So I'm definitely interested in doing it. I'm just really trying to figure out what the best way to do that will be. Would you ever make a YouTube channel? Yes, I have one, and I'm posting this video on it. Last question is, how do I usually edit my photos? That's going to be a whole different video. So stay tuned for that longer tutorial on how I edit my photos. But in the meantime, I'd like to thank everyone for watching this video. It's weird for me to do something like this, set up lights in my bedroom and set up a camera and talk to it. So thank you for asking questions. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned because there's going to be more videos in the future.